Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a reading in a day vlog. I don't know why. I just decided this is what I want to do. I wanted to make a video for Wednesday, the day that you're watching this, and decided how can I make a one-day video? Just reading a book. Just read one book in one day. And I think I found the perfect book that is one, kind of short, two, a silly, goofy, fun time, three, written by a Black author, and four, romance. So we're kind of just like covering all the bases for the month of February in one video and one vlog. So today we're going to be reading That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. Kimberly Lemming is specifically a Black author, but a BIPOC author. And this book is also a romance. It's a fantasy romance. So I'm very excited. We're going to do the audiobook version. I've got this from Libby, my local library. I'm very, very excited to get into this. I've wanted to listen to this book for a while. This would also be like sort of my first foray. You know what I mean. This would be my first foray. I don't know. It's gonna be my first time reading a like monster romance type of book. So I'm very excited for that. And it's a shorty patorty. This is a 7.5 hour. Obviously, I'm gonna listen to it a little bit faster than that. So very excited to bring y'all along with me to read That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon and have a fun little romance reading vlog type of day. I am working today, so we're gonna have to do this while we're working, but I'm very excited to see how much I can get read today. I don't have any meetings at all today, so I can just do admin work and listen to my book at the same time. So I'm gonna bring y'all along with me. Grab your cup of tea, or I guess if you like coffee, you can bring coffee to the mix, a snack, whatever. I'm gonna be having some Christmas black tea with some French vanilla syrup from Monin in it. It's one of my favorite little combos to have in the morning. And my perfect little ember mug because it keeps it warm all day. And then we'll have a breakfast sandwich and just work and get into it. So please don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here in my little bookish community. And I'm going to stop rambling so we can get into this book because we only have so many hours to actually get this reading done today. So let's jump into it. So we have made it an hour and 15 minutes into The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. And basically we've just like learned the synopsis of the book. So the synopsis, since I never shared it before, is about a spice trader named Cinnamon and her family and how she runs into a demon in her little town. And basically a demon's not supposed to be able to get there because they have I don't remember what they call her, but like basically there's like a savior who lives there that like takes care of them so that demons can't come into their town. And when they do, she like fights them for them and saves them from the demons. So she has this like demon thing. She runs into this demon when he's not supposed to be there. And he basically like, she's drunk and obviously. And she accidentally ends up saving him, not realizing it. But he's like kind of like trying to attack her. And so she hits him with this like cinnamon stick. And when she does that, it like knocks him out of whatever trance he's in. And she goes home and then finds out he comes to her house and he basically tells her like, you saved me by hitting me with the cinnamon. It like does something to like keep this trance from happening. So as long as I keep the cinnamon with me, then I'm okay. However, when I get to a certain like distance within your like savior's palace, the frenzy takes over again. So I need your help and you're gonna have to help me. And he basically explains to them that their savior that's been there protecting them from demons actually isn't protecting them from demons at all. She's actually just someone who is using them, and she's like tricked them into thinking that she's one thing, but she's actually a different thing. And so he's like trying to convince her that she's going to help him so that they can like save them from this person that's taken over their town, basically. And so they try this thing that the demon recommends that they do, and they successfully do the thing, but then we learn that unfortunately they didn't actually do the thing, because the thing that they were trying to do, there's actually more of them. And so now they have to go on this quest together, and she doesn't want to be with this demon, but she doesn't have a choice. And he's like basically swooning at her this whole time. Like he's just been like putting it on this whole time, and she's just like not interested. She's just not having it. So it's cutesy. I'm having fun. The demon's name is Fallon. She goes by Sin and not Cinnamon, but like it's very interesting. Like all the family's names are spice names, so that kind of like threw me. But the thing that threw me at the beginning that y'all saw was the trigger warnings for this book. I wasn't expecting there to be trigger warnings for this, but apparently there are trigger warnings for this book, and they're pretty heavy. If you're going to read this, I definitely recommend looking into the trigger warnings. I don't know how they're going to be executed and knowing if they're like more sensitive to certain topics or if it's going to just kind of throw you in. So I'll update when I know more about that. But from here, I'm working and I just have to work. And unfortunately, I'm not doing anything interesting to like get interesting POVs. I'm trying to like record so that you can see my reactions to certain things, but it's kind of just like right now it's just a regular book. So until something interesting comes up, I'll come back. I'll keep you updated on how it's going, but we're already an hour in. We only have 6 hours left to go. So hopefully I can finish this today and have a nice little review for you about my thoughts. All right, we are moving. So I continued to read the book this morning. I did not get as far in as I was hoping. I've made it almost 2 hours into the audiobook since we last had an update, and their romance is cute. It's getting cutesy. He's very infatuated with her, but I don't know if he's infatuated with her because he can take things from her or something. Like I'm trying to understand what the abilities are of the demon in this story. But ultimately, regardless, he is very infatuated with her. There's like a part where like he's holding onto her braid and he's like sitting super close to her, and she's like, why is he sitting so close to me? And she like takes her braid away from him and like moves, and she's like, he just stares into his hand where my braid used to be, like he's upset that I moved or something. So he's already like super infatuated with her. I'm not sure exactly what she's done that makes him so interested, because like we've literally not done much of anything yet, but he's very interested in her. He very much likes her. He very much thinks she's cutesy, dootsy, bootsy, all that jazz. So all that being said, I am on my way to have lunch. I need to go get lunch, and then we got to go pick up the little bitty and from daycare. And then once we do that, while I'm doing all that, I'm going to also listen to the audiobook while I'm driving around. So we'll have another hour into the audiobook, and I'll give you another update once I have something to update on. So see y'all soon. Just wow is really all I have. I just listened to, I believe that was chapter 6 of That Time I Got Drunk. Yeah, just finished chapter 6, and that's an explicit chapter. First of all, my first comment, the yuckiest part, I don't like the word folds. I just don't like that term. And they used it and it threw me off. It kind of ruined the rest of the chapter after that. It was almost over, but like, bleh, I don't like that word. Otherwise, all right. This is one of those books that I like that they're using the actual terminology for parts and not just like my center and my this and my, like, using like the weird book lingo for terminology. I don't love that. It's always felt weird to me. So I'm very glad that they're using like the actual words for this part. That piece though, that was crazy. That was wild. I think this is going to be a spoiler vlog because otherwise I'm not going to be able to really say anything about what's happening. So from this point on, spoilers for the rest of this book. If you haven't read it, I do think this would be a fun book to read for like Valentine's Day or just as like a general like silly romance. It's not super serious in my opinion, at least not where I'm at now. I'm 37% of the way in, so I don't think that there's anything super crazy serious going on. It is like a funny kind of romance situation, but he's already asked her to be his wife and they've only known each other for 3 days. He's like, "You're gonna be my wife." And she was like, "The heck? Why would you say that?" He's calling her my love, and she's like, "Why are you calling me that?" Girl, you know why he's calling you that. He said he's gonna make you his wife before this trip is over. You're gonna be his. That's why. Y'all. And she's so in denial. She's just so against the idea of being with this type of person. And so she's just like, "I can't do it. I can't be with him because he's a demon." And it's like, but girl, the rest of you is all into it. Like, you want to be with him, just be with him. Like, it's so silly. But she did say at the end of the chapter that she was like, "It's so crazy because now I just realized I'm gonna have sex with a demon." She said explicit words, but this is the YouTubes, so I'm trying to, you know, keep it as clean as possible. But yeah, she did say before this trip is over, I'm gonna have sex with a demon. Because that scene was intense. That was intense. He was telling her all the things about the ways he was gonna and how he was gonna do her this way and that and up and down and back and forth, y'all. Oh, boy. Oh, goodness. All this, mind you, we're on a quest. They just kill people. And he's like, "By the way, I'm gonna do all of these nasty things to you." Sir, we just killed somebody. We just killed somebody and you over here telling me you gonna do nasty stuff to me. Come on now. Anyway, like I said, I'm 37% of the way in, so I've got my daughter from her daycare, I got myself some lunch, so we're gonna go inside, I'm gonna put her down for her nap, and then I'm gonna continue listening to the audiobook while I eat my lunch and continue working, and I will come back when I have another update, y'all. Oh my gosh, it's been 4 days. We're 37% of the way in, and it's been 4 days that they've known each other. This is one of those insta-love things. At least for him. She's trying not to, but he's been wanting her since she hit him in the face with some cinnamon sticks for some reason. That was the other thing. He did say that he really likes her and he likes her character. I will say that there hasn't been a lot explored about her than like she's kind of like a feisty person who just does whatever she wants, but like there's not really like anything resounding about her that he's like pointed out. He's just like, "I just like who you are. I like the person that you are," which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just feels kind of like, I don't know. So all that to be said, he was like, "I've already met your parents." And she was like, "You threatened my parents." And he was like, "Semantics, I met them." It's just, this whole thing is wild. They've already been naked together. She killed an alligator and he thought that was hot. So he's just down. Like, he's just fully down. Y'all, this man, he needs to stand up. I'm usually telling the girls and the characters to be like, "Girl, stand up. Just stand up, girl." He needs to stand up. What is he doing? I don't know. I don't know what's going on from his perspective, but we're gonna keep listening and I'll come back with another update. So we successfully did it. I'm actually pretty impressed. We've officially finished reading That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend if y'all are looking for something this month to read that's romance, that's a BIPOC author for Black History Month and all of that. I definitely recommend it. I think the book was amazing. It was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. There were like spicy scenes a few times. I'm sure y'all saw from my reaction. One of the things that really I thought was funny towards the end was they're on this like island having their honeymoon and he's like, I made you sea spiders. Ew. And she's like, what is a sea spider? And he's like, I don't know what these things are called. I just know that you humans like them. And so they go outside and he shows her what he made and it's crabs. Which is an accurate name in my opinion for crabs. Sea spiders, yeah, I feel like that checks out. It was a really cute book. I think it was really fun. I will say that one of my like thoughts that I had while I was listening to the audiobook is I feel like this book kind of reminds me of Legends and Lattes was more smutty. Because there is a lot of adventure in this book. They do have like an actual adventure, and the adventure reminds me of Legends and Lattes, like the quest that they're on and what they're trying to accomplish and fighting other demons and fighting other things. So it kind of reminds me of Legend and Lattes in that regard. Obviously the only difference is the like romance of it all. So that part kind of makes a difference there, but ultimately it really, really reminds me a lot of Legends and Lattes in the sense of like there's a quest that they're going on, there's different types of characters that we meet that aren't all human, and how they come together and they want to work together for the betterment of all species. Like it's very Legends and Lattes in that regard, but so different in the sense of like there is just smut all through it. It is good though. It is written very well. I will say again, like I mentioned, the term folds, ugh, I don't like it. I will never like that term, and that's just a personal thing. I do think that the way that things are described, I was like, oh wow, like this, it feels more erotic because they're using more sexual terms and less of like folds and centers and his appendage. Like they're not using those kinds of terminology. It's very much like the P word for her and for him, the C word for him, the D word for him. So they definitely use all of the language there. But all that being said, I did enjoy the book. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it yet, to be honest. I'm thinking probably like 3.5 stars, only because again, I feel like the adventure part of it kind of was just a subplot to the romance, and I would have preferred it to be more of the main plot and then the romance to be a secondary. But the romance was cute and I did enjoy it. And the only thing I have to say about it was it felt like the pacing was really fast. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, like he tells her that they're going to get married 4 days, not even 3 days after they've met. So that's kind of a wild timeline there. But the other part of that is also like the timeline in general. Like she's been gone from her family. I want to say anywhere from like minimum, it was like 4 months. At minimum, it was 4 months. I think it was somewhere between 4 and 6 months that she was away from her whole family. And she got married in that time. Kind of a crazy turn of events to a stranger. Like she didn't know this man at all. but there is like this fated mates type of thing that plays into it, and so that's how we're like spinning off that like it was gonna happen regardless because they were fated to be together kind of thing, which I think is kind of like an easy way out. But again, it is a shorter story. I did think it was cute. I did think it was fun. I don't know if I'd continue in the series, to be honest, just because it's not really my thing. It's not really my genre, but I wanted to give it a try because I've heard a lot of people really liked it. It's, again, like I said, it's just really not my thing that I really enjoy. I'm not a big romance person. If it had leaned more fantasy and then also romance, I think I would have enjoyed it more. But because this leaned more romance and less fantasy and less questy, if you will, I just kind of was like, meh, I don't know, I'm not really feeling it. So anyway, that was our video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me to read a book in a day. I had a really great time. I would love to try and do this again someday because I think it was just a fun way to do that. I think maybe next time, obviously, like I did this while I was working, but I would love to do this as just like a day that is like a non-working day where I can just listen to a full book in a day and like check in with you throughout the day with different like updates on the book and how it's going. I think I will make these in the future also more spoiler filled because I think I can get into more information that way and make it a little bit more interesting, obviously, for you guys to watch. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. Let me know if you liked this video. If you hated this video, that's also fair. Definitely let me know. If you have any ideas for some other book that you would like me to do this with, or any other ideas that you have for content that you'd like to see, I would love to hear it. I know I have a follower who has asked me to do spin the wheel, so I'm hoping to incorporate that into my things here in the future. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have any like direct plans right now, but I do want to try doing a spin the wheel kind of reading something thing. So we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to talking with y'all again soon. Bye.